whenever. Hey, welcome and good morning. It is a college football Saturday. It's a great day. Love college football Saturdays. Anyway, welcome.
Yes.
Welcome to the very first episode of Illegal Formation. Today with myself, Chad Bryan, and my buddy TK Dandridge over here. TK, how you doing this morning?
Doing all right, man. Feeling really energized. Hoping for a big day from our Buckeyes. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, it barely even feels like a Saturday. My days have been off for some reason for a couple of weeks, and it barely even feels like an Ohio State Buckeye. It's weird. You know, they had a day off last week, Saturday off last week, a week off. It was weird, right? It's like
A little bit.
yeah, it feels weird watching college football without the Buckeyes playing. Sometimes it's kind of nice because I can just enjoy the games. I don't have to, worry about plotting out that 3.5 hours or whatever to figure out how I'm going to watch Ohio State with the kids running around being crazy. But
Right.
here we are. It's Saturday. I think the first thing we want to get into, we want to talk about, I guess, TK, tell me why. Explain to me. Make it make sense. A lot of people seem to have the Buckeyes on upset alert. And I don't know if it's just because, I don't know, first time starting quarterback going on the road. There are a couple of things I guess the Buckeyes are unsure about. Some things looked shaky a little bit a couple weeks ago against Ohio University. I get it. At the end of the day, these are the defending national champions, right? Like these are 4- and 5-star recruits all over the place. These are Bryan Hartline's wide receivers.
Right.
Probably Bo Jackson starting at tail. I'd imagine he'd start running back today, or at least get the lion's share of the carries. I mean, he looked really, really strong against OU. And we're talking about a Washington team who I get it. They've scored some points. They're leading the nation, I think, 62 points per game, whatever it is. Something crazy like that. But, we talked about it just a little bit off the show. I'm looking at the schedule right now. They beat Colorado State 38-21. I get that was week one. They had a little bit of trouble pulling away from Colorado State. Colorado State, then, let's just follow the path. They beat Northern Colorado 21-17. Northern Colorado is an FCS team. Northern Colorado had some trouble with Chadron State. No relation. They beat them 17-3. Chadron State is a Division II team. So I guess I'm perplexed on why people think that. I get it. Washington's a tough, explosive offense. Fine. I get it. They scored some points against whoever they played. Whoever. It doesn't matter. Do you think, are the Buckeyes on upset alert? Is that crazy talk? Just tell me what you think.
With the general concept of college football, anything can happen. Just like any given Sunday in the NFL, it's any given Saturday in college football. They have home field advantage today. I know that stadium, Husky Stadium, is going to be rocking beyond belief at 3:30 Eastern time, 12:30 Pacific. But what I really wanted to get into is the offense of this Huskies team. Demon Williams Jr. has been fantastic this year. Jonah, their tailback, is a big part of their offense as well. We have to look to stop those receivers early and often, and also get a big hit on their running game too. I don't necessarily think that we should be on upset alert because I think we've beaten better quality teams. We were underdogs in week one, and we defeated the Texas Longhorns 14-7. They were the number one team, and now we're the number one team. So I honestly don't see it. But this is a team that you do not want to sleep on. They are a part of the Big Ten. How many teams ever are in there now? So, to be put on upset alert, we shouldn't be too shocked, but we shouldn't be too worried about it either, I don't think.
Yeah. Not sure where that audio came from. Somewhere on my computer, I guess. I don't really know what happened there, but I apologize for that. They put up some points against Washington State as well. I think 59 points. The thing is that I was looking at that game. They were throwing the ball up big late in the fourth quarter against Washington State. I think they had a couple long touchdown passes. Hey, well, listen, however you run your offense is how you run your offense. I don't, I'm not a big, I don't know. You don't have to take your foot off the gas, right? Whatever. I think if you don't like a team scoring against you, then it's kind of your responsibility to stop them.
Gotta
I'm not
stop
saying
him.
anything. Yeah, I'm not saying anything about running up the score. I think my point is, it just seems like it's taken some work to get to that points per game total, right? Like it's not like they've played a team like Texas. They haven't played a team like Oklahoma. Like even Michigan played Oklahoma, right? Went on the road to play Oklahoma. I just don't know exactly. I think until we see Washington face a real test, it's kind of tough for me to really put the Buckeyes on upset alert. Now, I will give you, and what you mentioned the stadium as you know, it's going to be rocking today. I get that. It's going to be loud. What about the rumors of them pumping in crowd noise? Do you think that's real? Think Washington does that?
To be quite honest, I think every team does it a little bit. Every now and again, you might want to put a little bit of fillers in there. Maybe the crowd's not as amped as you would want them to be. Believe it or not, I've been in some dead atmospheres a couple of times in my life, and you can obviously hear them pumping it. And so, I really don't think it's going to be the case for that today, because we all know football fans in Washington, especially northern Washington, are very passionate. They are very rowdy. Majority of these folks are Seahawk fans, and we all know how rowdy and how passionate and how inebriated and lubricated those fans can be when they get into the stadium. So it should be a fun battle and a beautiful atmosphere to boot.
I love that you mentioned the Seahawks because they're another team that's been accused of pumping in crowd noise, artificial crowd noise. I don't really have a problem with that. Do you have a problem with that?
No, not at all. Not at all. Like I said, some atmospheres really just don't really live up to what you may have been expecting. It's a big game. Some people might not be into it just yet, but at the same time, people can think what they want. It could be viewed as a bad thing. I don't see it as a bad thing at all. I honestly think it's fine.
Yeah, I think in the world of in the world of competitive advantages in sports, as far as that goes, I think it ranks way, way, way down on the list when you compare it to sending your I don't know assistant coaches or your analyst's family to future opponents' games to record sideline, whatever. Who's whatever, we can talk about that. It doesn't matter. People call me biased when I say, that I'm a little bit upset about the whole Michigan sign stealing situation. And people are quick to point out, hey, sign stealing is not illegal. What are you talking about? I get it. It's fine. I get it. Sign stealing's been going on since the beginning of time as far as sports go.
Yeah.
But I mean, organic sign stealing, right? Like you're on second base and you see the catcher signals and you let your hitter know, hey, it's a fastball, whatever, pitch inside. You give them some kind of signal. That's fine, right? You're standing on the sidelines and you decipher, I don't know, a couple of signals between run and pass or whatever it is. You feed those to the defensive coordinator. I get that too. That's no problem. But yeah, I mean, what Michigan is accused of and what they were kind of proven to have done without really any repercussions is just a little bit different than just standing on the sidelines going, hey, when the guy in the yellow shirt does this with his hands, they usually throw the ball out to the flats. I mean, that's a little different, right? Like that's just and listen, I'll be honest, if Ohio State had done this, if Ohio State was wrapped up in the same kind of scandal, I'd be embarrassed. I would be
a little bit, not to mention we would have gotten taken down immediately. We would have gotten taken down immediately. There wouldn't be any quarrel on whether or not we keep the natty. We would have got fined. We would have got the natty revoked. They would have picked two teams right there on the spot to replay the game. We would have had the chocolate mash revoked. That would have just been it. Yeah. That would have just been it. So
I feel like I agree. Urban Meyer would have been off big noon kickoff. Like I mean, it's just everybody would have gotten punished somehow. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I'm not sure what happened. I don't know when the NCAA lost their teeth. I guess it's probably around the same time that, maybe that's the downside of NIL, right? Maybe that's.
Hey, listen, even as a diehard Ohio State fan, go ahead and let Michigan keep their championship. Go right ahead.
Listen, I was rooting for Michigan at the time. I didn't necessarily want to root for them after the sign stealing thing came out, but when they went on this run, I was like, okay, here we go. Like the Big Ten's back, right?
Right. Hey,
I don't know. I feel like
the
the
more
Big Ten
competition,
needs Michigan. What's that?
the more competition in our division, the better. And we need to beat them this year. That'd be great.
Yeah. And now speaking of the Big Ten, it's weird that the Buckeyes' first Big Ten game is on the road in Washington, right? Is that weird to you?
It's
How do you?
extremely strange.
Yeah, I
It's
mean, how do you?
extremely strange.
Yeah, I mean, how do you feel about having the West Coast teams? Like, I don't mind it. I mean, you've got so much tradition. I mean, there's USC, um, not so much recent tradition, but UCLA is a great school. I mean, that's probably more of a basketball thing that's going to help the Big Ten.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, apparently with the situation they have going on right now, it's going to be a basketball thing for a while, I think. You've got Oregon.
Definitely.
Oregon hasn't won a national title, but Oregon's been. I mean, they've been in the thick of it, right? The Ducks have been.
Mhm.
I mean, they're as big as it gets as far as I
Bucks have
guess.
been really good lately.
Yeah, just likability and the
It's
ability to
just
pull
such a
recruits.
trip with how many teams are actually in our conference now. Like it's not even 10 teams. I think we're more close to 20
I think it's 18.
teams
Yeah,
in our
and it
conference.
feels like 36 sometimes when I look at the standings. I scroll and scroll. I feel like I'm spinning the wheel on The Price is Right. But yeah, I mean,
Mhm.
whatever. Like I said, they're good schools. They're good institutions. It's a little weird to start the Big Ten season on the road at Washington. But it's a fun. I think it's a cool place to play. I remember, Washington was pretty good when I was a kid growing up. It's some really, really good teams. I think they spent some time, even ranked number one. No national titles during that time, but I mean, they had spent some time having some pretty good football teams, and I think it's cool. I don't know. It's just something about Washington. I always liked Washington as a kid, so whatever. I'm not gonna like them today, but
No,
definitely
no,
go
hey,
Bucks. Yeah, it's definitely go Bucks in that one. Now, what do you think? Let's just talk about the game real quick. We don't have to break it down, but what do you think are some of the keys for the Buckeyes? I mean, obviously, I think Julian Saint's going to have to play well on the road. It's his first start in a foreign environment, really. And I mean, say what you want, going all the way out west to the West Coast, and I think getting ready to play a football game in a different time zone is probably not as easy as we would like to think it is. Just watching on TV or whatever, you get used to playing video games. Whatever, you go on the road to Washington, who cares, right? But I mean, that's a big trip. Um,
it definitely is.
yeah, you think they're? Do you think Sayan's going to be ready? I'm sure Brian Day's going to have Julian Sayin ready, but is he kind of the X factor? Is it the running game? Is it the? I mean, is it the defense? What do you want to see from Matt Patricia going up against a team that averages 500 points a game against garbage competition, whatever?
Well, yeah, you hit the nail on the head. It's going to be about Matt Patricia and this
Mm-hmm.
defense. We want to put this offense to the test immediately. They currently lead the FCS with 55.7 points per game. Like I said, their quarterback is off to a very hot start.
Yeah.
Jonah Coleman, their running back, is an excellent player. I think he has over 350 yards rushing so far on the season. That defense is going to have to come hot and have you set the tone early. Make sure to get as many 3-and-outs as possible. And for the offense, you don't want to do too much. Incorporate the run game. Let Julian Sayin do a little bit here and there,
Mm-hmm.
play action, little intermediate. If you guys want to go deep, fine. You don't have to light the yard on fire. I definitely think you can take your time with this. Be balanced offensively. And, of course, just don't fall asleep. We struggled a little bit there in the last game that we had against Ohio, believe it or not. It took us a while. Finally figured it out in that fourth quarter. Ended up winning by 28. But still, for the majority of that game, it was very close. This could be the same type of deal if we are not careful. So we must take this seriously. And like I said at the beginning, defense has to bring the tone, set the tone early.
Yeah, and I think I think in that game against Ohio, I think it felt like in the first quarter, Ohio State was kind of trying some things out a little bit. It felt like not really new wrinkles. It just felt like they were giving Sayin a little bit more, a little longer of a leash, I guess, right? Like letting him make some play, let him try to make some plays. And honestly, they moved the ball. They were moving the ball up and down the field. They just didn't really execute in the red zone. And I think when you give them a little bit of time, that's where Max Clare, I think, is going to be key for the Buckeyes. When you're facing competition like I mean, Washington probably has a little more talent up and down the roster than Ohio University, but Ohio's the team. I mean, they won the MAC last year. Parker Navarro is a very good quarterback. I think the Buckeyes are a little bit fortunate that he banged up his hand early on in that one. You never like to see injuries. I don't ever want to root for a guy to get hurt, and it looks like he's going to be okay long term. But I think they came out of that game a little bit fortunate that Navarro really never got a chance to get going, because I think when they had to go to the backup quarterback, it looked like their offense changed completely. Like their game plan just entirely went away. And yeah, I don't know. I think the Buckeyes did a nice job of coming out in the second half and sticking to what works, executing. They got a great effort from Bo Jackson, and not that Bo Jackson, but a great effort from Bo Jackson in the running game. I like to make a bad joke and say, "Hey, I'm hip to him starting." That's terrible. I'm sorry.
I could have one of those though, man.
Yeah. But I don't know. I just think I don't know. Have you thought about a score today? I think college football is so unpredictable score-wise. It's like you can look at the NFL, and I mean you look at the over under, and you look at the line, and I mean a lot of these games usually come up pretty much right where the odds makers are thinking. I know that Packers Browns game was a little odd last week, but did you see someone try to start a rumor that the Packers might have been fixing they were throwing that game? Did you see that?
Now, look, there were a couple moments in that game that seemed really, really fishy. The unnecessary sack that Jordan Love took at the end of the third quarter looked very weird. I mean, of course, as a Browns fan, you're down 10-0. You're looking for anything big to happen. When it first happens, you're just like, but, you wait about 15, 20 seconds later, what the hell was Jordan Love doing? Why did he wait that long? So, yeah, I can understand. It looks bad. It does look bad. But in the same breath, we got a fumble called against us that was completely wrong, with the punch and recovery by Devin Bush on Josh Jacobs late in the fourth quarter. That should have been our ball right there. But that's neither here nor there. And
as you're watching that game as a Browns fan, you're thinking, "Here we go again." Like it's Bottlegate all over again. Like here's, I know, whatever. It's definitely been a rough go. It's been a rough go.
It really was.
I don't know how we got on the Browns. I don't want to talk about the Browns. But yeah, I thought that was weird that people were accusing the Packers. I don't think that's right. I think that's just people look for any little thing. People always say the NFL runs on a script. Whatever. I'm done with that.
Everyone's a conspiracy theorist nowadays, Chad. You can't run away from it even if you tried.
Well, it's really easy to make claims that you can never refute or prove. I mean, it's just easy to say, well, I know this. I've got insight. My brother's, cousin's neighbor's mailman told me, and I know a guy. Don't worry about it. It's whatever. I think it's easy to let your brain go there. But I'm going to totally switch gears, TK. Well, actually, let's not do that. I want to score a prediction for the Buckeyes game. Let's get weird. Let's just do it. I haven't thought about it. I don't even know. Who knows what could happen on the road? What do you think? What's your gut tell you today?
I'm going to go ahead and go Ohio State 28, Washington 17. I don't expect a blowout in the least bit. I don't expect us to completely shut down Washington's offense either. I expect guys like Denzel Boston to get off, their big play guy. He's already got 3 touchdown receptions this year. We've already talked about their running back. He's got 10 total touchdowns in 3 games. Yeah. So he's gonna be something to handle. I definitely think we'll start off a little bit shaky, but the defense should figure it out, and our offense should help us score some points too. Ohio State 28, Washington 17.
Yeah, I think the Buckeyes and Ryan Day are smart enough. I think that for you always script the first 10, 12 plays, right? You always have what you're going to do. As long as they can stay out of trouble, no penalties, no mistakes, no fumbles, no weird whatever bad reads from saying. I think they have a pretty good first drive. I think they come out and score a touchdown the first drive. And I'm thinking like maybe 34-20. Again, I don't think it's going to be a blowout. I think they do kind of pull away. I think it'll be a 2 touchdown game. It doesn't seem like a blowout. I think it'll feel a little more comfortable than that toward the end. Maybe Washington gets a late touchdown. That's like 34-13 or something. They get a late touchdown to make it closer. But I do feel like the Buckeyes at some point will pull away a little bit. There'll be a comfort level there, but the final score will look a little bit closer. I think 34-20 is about where I'm thinking. I think the Buckeyes are an 8.5-point favorite. No?
Yeah.
Sometimes my brain tells me they may not cover that, but my heart tells me different. So I don't know who to trust.
I honestly think the only time we didn't cover the spread was against Texas. But other than that, we've been pretty good.
Yeah. I mean, with a new quarterback, you never really know what you're going to get. That's why I think they'll keep it kind of like the offense. That game plan will be a little bit bracketed, I think, for saying not necessarily predictable, but safe, right? Like Probably not as many shots downfield as you would like. I know people are going to get frustrated with that, but when you've got a running back like now we know what Bo Jackson can do. I think you can rely a little bit more on that running game and just sort of control against the offense like Washington. You want to control the ball, right? You want to control the time of possession. Don't let their offense out on the field. So I think, 34-20. They'll get a weird touchdown, maybe an interception return, fumble return, something like that. But yeah, I've got some confidence going into this one. Real quick, we want to try to keep this to about a half hour, maybe 35, 40 minutes. Let's completely switch gears, TK. I want to talk about something that I think I would love to get like some national opinions on this as well. I really would. I wish we could kind of have some people from other cities. I want my Chicago people, my New York people, my LA people, some of the bigger markets to weigh in on this a little bit. Boston, even. I wish we could kind of get into some people's heads and pick it apart, because I think it's weird when we have an athlete here that's so beloved in Cleveland, specifically in Cleveland, right? Whether it's the Browns with, anybody, it could be anybody. I don't even know who, but Baker, but he didn't leave on his own. Doesn't matter. But even that was polarizing, right?
Yeah.
Guys like Jim Thome. Jim Thome's an example. LeBron James is an excellent example, I think, of a Cleveland athlete who has left here not once but twice. Who is just I want to say some Cleveland
Universally,
fans.
we were okay the second time he left. We were kind of, we get it. We'll see you.
I mean, yeah, he had a Lakers thing. He had to scratch that itch. I completely understand that.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
He brought the city a title, but here's the thing. I think Cleveland fans are so, and I'm trying to use the word that I'm trying to choose my words carefully, I guess. Not hateful, but I mean, sometimes hateful toward guys who leave. And I want to use like the Indians / Guardians, as I guess the prime example, Jim Thome. I think sometimes guys leave for reasons behind the scenes rather, that we'll never see. We'll never know. We don't know what goes into those negotiations or what goes into those thoughts. It could be, who knows? It could be a guy looking at a diminished role here who, maybe in his case, Philadelphia swings in and says, hey, you can be the full-time first baseman here and we'll pay you, $6 million more a season or whatever, whatever it was. And a guy leaves. And I think if you and I, if we sat at our current jobs, right. And you could talk about all the loyalty in the world and you can talk about this and talk about that and say, well, we have all those millions of dollars. What's a couple more dollars? It doesn't matter. But if somebody swooped in and said, hey, look, you can come do the same job that you're doing right now, but I'll give you $50,000 more a year. I'm sorry, TK, I'm gone. Like, I don't know what loyalty is. And I don't have fans on each side rooting for me, yelling and screaming and, chanting my name when I work well or whatever. I don't know.
Right.
I guess maybe it's not so relatable, but I mean, I listen, you have to take care of yourself. These guys have to take care of themselves at the end of the day. And you only get so long to play a professional sport. You only have so much time. That window is very, very short. Unless you're LeBron James and you're inhuman, and then you can play in the NBA for 50 years and you can do whatever you want.
Now he's not retiring until he's 45. I'm just going to put it out there. He does this every year, Chad. He's not leaving anywhere until he's at least 45.
Okay. I think he
the
definitely wants
HGH is much too strong.
I think he definitely wants to. I think he wants a chance to play with both of his sons at some point.
That's exactly why he's staying.
And people call that nepotism, but I mean, he's not really. I mean, I know we think he's making the decisions, but he's not really. He's not the general manager, right? He's not drafting people and cutting people and making trade. I guess he makes some trade decisions. He's got some influence, I'll say.
Right.
But I want to get to the. I want to get to the root of this conversation. Like, why are Cleveland fans so hateful? Like, why? When we have a nice thing, why can we just not appreciate it? And then, if you love something, let it go, right? But we don't do that. We want to grab it and crumple it into a ball and ruin it when it leaves. Why do we do that here?
I'm going to try to explain this probably as best as I can. I think here in Cleveland, the word that you were looking for is bitter. This is a city that after 1964 has been marred in a ton of losing. You think the very first domino to drop when you talk about players that have left Cleveland or that have just, not resumed playing professional sports here, you think back to the 1965 NFL offseason, right after the Browns beat the Baltimore Colts in the NFL championship, and Art Modell refused to sign Jim Brown for the type of money that he wanted to get. Fast forward, he retired, ended up becoming an actor, making the money that he wanted to make. We haven't won anything since then. So whenever we do get a good thing and we don't hang on to it or we don't do anything with it, there's a little bit of a bitter feeling there. It was the same thing that happened when Bernie was here. Obviously a hometown guy, went to the University of Miami, come back. We had a number of great seasons with him, obviously making it to the 1986, 87, and 89 AFC championships. So, losing something like that, it's not easy to get over, because especially when I say that the city has been marred in losing, I truly mean that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you had a point in time where the Cleveland Cavaliers, the Cleveland Indians, and the Cleveland Browns were good. And that was in the late 80s, early 90s. You think of those teams, the Cavaliers teams with Mark Price, Larry Nance, Hot Rod Williams, Brad Daugherty, Craig Elo, guys of that nature. So when you lose a type,
I don't know that there were any Indians teams around that time that were any good, but I'll give you half a point for just spirit. I'm not sure. Those teams were pretty bad around that time, but yeah, the Browns and the Browns and the Cavs were amazing.
Right. You think in the mid '90s though, that's when the Indians started to get their groove. We had that all-star team. It felt like we had every all-star known to man on that team.
Was that not the perfect storm too? I mean, brand new stadium, that was amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. That was
come to find out that was the big thing that ticked off Art Modell and forced him to move. No, it actually wasn't. It was part of the reason, but not the big reason. When they built the Great Lakes Science Center, along with opening Gund Arena and Jacobs Field, they had opened up the Great Lakes Science Center, and he had just had it. He had been trying for years, fixing up that old barn that was Cleveland Municipal Stadium, and he never got the type of attention that he needed. Never got it fixed. And of course, all these other teams are getting new venues, this, that, and the other. So that was a big part that would have played into the move in 1995. But again,
so you heard it right here on Illegal Formation. Art Modell, anti-science, not a science guy.
Yeah,
go ahead.
Mm-mm. Not a Hall of Famer either. But again, it's just, when you're mired in a city that does not win often, and when we have those good things that come to us and they don't last as long as we like them, it's going to hurt. It's definitely going to hurt. So, I can understand why we are the way that we are. Hopefully, I'd like to think that as a sports city, we've grown in that regard, especially from the horrible night that we had back in 2002 when we were on Sunday Night Football and Tim Couch got his concussion and, the fans were cheering. And I'd really like to think that we've grown from that night, because that was a really low point in our fan base. So
it's a tough look for sure. I mean,
it definitely is. But to be honest, I just think we're bitter in most ways. Not everybody likes to say that, but that's all what it comes down to. Just hurt.
Hey, there's something about a long, cold winter that'll make you a little bit bitter. I think, when you're staring down the barrel of, I don't know, it feels like winter goes from mid-November to about mid-May here sometimes.
I
mean, maybe that's part of it. Blue collar Midwest city, tough long winters. I don't know, a refined taste in what we want in our sports. Because I mean, I don't know. I look at LeBron. Okay, there's a lot of hate for LeBron here, and I don't necessarily feel it. I don't. Listen, he left. I get it. He was young. He went to Miami. He was kind of like the villain, right? In the NBA. Like he was like the bad guy. That was like his origin story. I don't know. Like they wouldn't build a team around him, whatever. So there you got your, your Marvel, your whatever, villain origin story. He leaves. He goes to Miami. They won some championships. I mean, not 5, not 6, not 7, whatever. They won that many, but they won a couple championships. They won down there, right? It was fine.
Yeah.
So then he comes back, and what you had when LeBron James came back was undisputedly the best player in the NBA, maybe in any professional sport at that time. I mean, LeBron is a generational talent, whether you want to admit it or not, whether you like him or not. LeBron James is, I don't know, top 2, top 3 all-time basketball player, right?
I'll give him top 3.
Top 3. Okay, that's fair. I think you can. I get the argument anywhere from 1 to 5. I understand that. I get it. I don't. I'm not necessarily set in my ways. I grew up during the Michael Jordan era. To me, I mean, that's what I know. People will tell you a lot of different things. I mean, it depends on the era that you grew up in, right? I think it depends on when you're in your formative years. I watched Michael Jordan kind of, come into the spotlight during my formative years. I watched Jordans, Air Jordans, like the shoes, become a thing. I mean, it was a global phenomenon. And I don't know that LeBron James has ever really, to me, been that kind, because that was so new. We hadn't seen that before. The NBA was
close. He had gotten close to it. I mean, think of his rookie season, all the hype that came in, especially coming from St. Vincent St. Mary.
Yeah.
All the hype was there, and especially that first game when they played in Sacramento with 25 points. I think he had 4 steals in that game with 5 assists as well. So, when it started, it was kind of got hot. And then, of course, he went on into his MVP years, but I don't think it was anything like what Jordan was able to do.
Well, no, and I think a lot of the hype, because a lot of the hype for LeBron, it was the local kid, right? Like, that was a big deal.
Right.
We didn't necessarily have the sports media, like, during Michael Jordan's high school career that we had during LeBron's high school career. There wasn't that attention on 15, 16-year-old kids, like, we wouldn't have necessarily known if Michael Jordan's mom was driving a Hummer around. We never would have known that. But we knew all these details about LeBron James, and I think that's that extra access, that, like, that TMZ, like, that paparazzi feel. It gives you, like, you either it polarizes guys. You either love them or you hate them. And I think maybe that's when that started, when that extra sports media coverage started. Maybe that's the reason. But anyway, I was going to say, when LeBron came back, what you had here in Cleveland was 4 years of professional sports. He was, I mean, I know he was the king, but he was King Midas. It was like everything he touched turned to gold. I mean, 4 straight. I mean, it was crazy. 4 straight finals trips. Obviously, the championship in 2016, which was an amazing moment for, like you said, a city that was mired in losing for decades and decades and decades, and over a half century.
Basketball in June every year for 4 years.
Yeah, I mean, the absolute center of the universe for 4 years, right? Golden State. And it was just such a golden era in Cleveland basketball. And I get that, like, okay, maybe you're upset because he left. You went to the Lakers. It's over. It was going to be over anyway. That run was never going to go on forever. It wasn't going to happen that way, right? It wasn't like, if LeBron was still here, we wouldn't still be going to the finals every year. That, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like LeBron had to go the first time for the Cavs to kind of find themselves a little bit. And then you bring him back, you add him to the mix with Kyrie, and then the whole thing blew up. I don't know what happened with Kyrie and him. I'm not sure. I'm not going to claim to be an insider and tell you I know what happened between those two, but I feel like, Kyrie felt like at the time maybe he was Robin. He wanted to be Batman. So he went and he stretched his wings a little bit, right? And he tried to be Batman. It didn't quite work out for him.
Did not work out in Boston at all.
No, he's had some rough years everywhere he's been. And I think he's even grown up a little bit. I think he's, kind of recentered himself a little bit and become a better person, better player, whatever. There was the whole flat earth thing that people got really upset about. It's just a bunch of weirdness. I don't know. It was a really weird situation. But like I said, I think it's weird that people hate LeBron so much. I mean, for a guy who's never been in trouble, right? Never really done anything wrong. I mean, people say that the flopping or whatever. People get on LeBron James for flopping, but then, like, you see Derek Jeter get completely missed by a ball, and it sounds like there's a ticking noise. So the umpire says, "Yeah, hit him in the jersey." He runs down to first, and we go, "What a gamer!" What a gamer! Look at it. He
And the
played
only
that off.
reason why people,
What's
right,
you know?
and the only reason why people get on LeBron so much is because they don't know who Vlade Divac is.
Mm, okay.
The only reason why you get on him. If you guys knew who Vlade Divac was, you wouldn't say anything about LeBron ever.
Talk to me. Tell me why.
You know? Oh, Vlade Divac is the king of flopping. He perfected that over in Serbia before he came over to the NBA in 1989, and he brought it with him. Never left. Never left. He was flopping well into his late 30s. When he signed his final contract with the Los Angeles Lakers, he was flopping and flailing and doing all kind of extra theatrics just to get the foul call, and it worked.
Yep.
So, if you guys knew who that guy was, LeBron wouldn't even measure in that department. He really wouldn't.
And here's the thing about LeBron. So he's 6'8", 6'9", 275 pounds, right? He's literally built with brick and mortar. I mean, the guy is as strong as it gets, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if he went into the lane and had people bouncing off him every time and never really looked like he was taking contact, would he ever get a foul called? I think you have to do what you have to do for your team, right?
Absolutely.
I think it's flopping, man. I think it's ridiculous that people get upset about that. But I mean, what I would love to get to the science of maybe I would love to hear from people in other cities. When guys leave the Cubs, or when Jordan went and signed with the Wizards, I don't remember there being that much hate, for Jordan when he left. I mean, he kind of left a weird situation in Chicago, and I don't know, it sort of felt like he wasn't really welcome back. It felt like that team was falling apart, and he just I don't know, he did his thing. He wanted to play basketball. He went to Washington. It was weird. It felt weird for a couple of years, but I don't really remember. I mean, when guys leave other cities, they go back to get standing ovations, right? When guys leave Cleveland, they get booed. I mean, sometimes it's even our own guys. Like you said, Tim Couch. I mean, we saw people boo Deshaun Watson. I mean, I had different reasons there, I know, but when Watson went down with the Achilles injury, people kind of booed and cheered, and they were like, who does that to a guy that gets hurt right on the field? That's a weird look. We're just so spiteful here sometimes. I think we're so just, we've been on the cusp so many times of winning that when something takes it away, it feels so personal. It's not personal, I don't think Jim Thome left because he didn't like the fans. I think if you let Jim Thome walk around Cleveland, and I mean, the guy was like the mayor here, right? He loved everybody. He was a great guy.
Wanted to leave Cleveland.
No, he just
simply
his hand got forced. Yeah, his hand got forced a little bit. I agree with you. So yeah, I think that's weird that we treat people like that. We treat guys like that when they leave, man. It's rough. I don't know. I just wanted to talk about that. TK, you have anything else, man? Listen, like I said, this is the very first episode of Illegal Formation. We're right here on the Inside Edge Network. We're brought to you by LPV Productions. I didn't say that at the top of the show because I'm so excited to get going this morning. We just wanted to start talking, I guess. But yeah, we want to. Is there anything else that you have that you want to talk about today?
A lot on my mind today. I got the Buckeyes playing today. The Guardians just lost a tough one to Texas last night. Still got that tie going on in Detroit. They lost as well. So we're both 86 and 73 right now.
The Guardians, by the way, with the tiebreaker. So if they do finish with the same record, the Guardians have that tiebreaker. So
exactly. But we got to make sure that happens, though. Browns are going to Motown tomorrow. We'll talk a lot about that tomorrow on the pregame show. Can't wait for that. So just hoping for a great weekend. Oh, and college football fans, we are in for a treat tonight. Other than our Buckeyes and Washington Huskies going at it at 3:30, we got Oregon, Penn State, and Alabama, Georgia tonight. Should be a brilliant college football night tonight.
Yeah. Who knows really what to expect from Alabama? You don't know with Kalen DeBoer. It's like this new. You knew what you were going to get with Nick Saban, right? You're going to get tough defense.
Feel so bad for that guy. I do.
Feel bad for who? DeBoer?
Kalen DeBoer. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. He's got so much on his plate, so much pressure. So many people want to get rid of him already. Alabama.
I think he knew what he was signing up for, though, right?
Absolutely.
That's a tough seat, you know, to come in and replace a guy like Nick Saban. You know, and you look at like when people and let's talk about Ryan Day, because I think when you look at a guy like Kalen DeBoer who goes in and replaces Nick Saban, you expect him to keep up the standard, right? The roster's there. Um, you know how Alabama recruited. I mean, you can say what you want about, you know, when NIL started, and okay, well, now that everybody can pay their players, Nick Saban retired. Well, he was like 70 some years old. I mean, I think he's just tired, man. You know, and it's hard. It's like you got to keep your right. Not only do you have to recruit these guys now you have to work every single year to keep every single guy together, and I think that's hard. That's a lot of work. I like NIL. I love these guys getting paid, but I think it's hard for college coaches to keep a whole roster together. It's an infinite amount of work that's just been added to your workload. And at 70 plus years old, who could blame him for not wanting to take that on, right?
Right.
It's a young man's gig, I think. But yeah, Kalen DeBoer, that's a tough spot to walk into. I give him credit for doing it. Some spots are like really walking into. It's like walking into a razor wire, right? Like think about Dusty Baker taking over the Astros job after the whole cheating scandal with them. I always gave Dusty Baker a ton of credit for that, and I found myself almost wanting the Astros to win a little bit under Dusty Baker, because who takes on that kind of a challenge? I mean, just like morally, and I mean, who was a better guy than Dusty Baker to go do it too? By the way,
right.
I love that. I know we're getting a little off track here, but well, listen, we should probably get out of here. We wanted to keep it about 30 to 40 minutes. We're at 41 right now. I can't believe this. Time has flown by, TK. This has been a lot of fun.
Yeah, it really has, man.
I hope you guys have enjoyed the first episode of Illegal Formation. Again, I hope you won't get mad at us when we leave, because we're going to have to leave at some point. We can't stay live forever. So please, you know, don't hate us when we go. But yeah, tune in. I mean, we're going to be. Are we going live every Saturday? Is this what we're doing now?
We ought to. We definitely should. Saturday at 11.
Saturday at 11. Just remember to look us up, Inside EdgeNet. We're on X. I still have a hard time not saying Twitter. It's weird. We're on X. We're on YouTube. We'll eventually be live on Facebook as well. You can find us on Instagram. Just look up Inside EdgeNet and look for the logo that you see up in the top left of your screen there. That's us. We're the Inside Edge Network. Again, we're brought to you by LPV Productions. And I just want to say go Bucks. Before we get out of here, go Buckeyes.
Bucks. Let's go.
And please, if you remember the fire Ryan Day people, where are they at right now? They're not as loud.
Oh, they're at lunch right now. They're pretty quiet. They know we don't want to deal with them right now.
Yeah. Speaking
of
flops,
reason for that right now at all.
No, people are still saying it. I still see people fly. I see people on social media, people I know personally. They were struggling with Ohio. You know, fire Ryan Day, like right in the middle of the game, I guess. I don't know, whatever. I think we expect a little bit too much sometimes, and maybe that's why, as Ohio, sports fans, we care too much. Maybe that's how we get so mad.
We are ravenous.
Yeah, we get a little rabid, but that's okay. Again, we hope you guys enjoyed the first episode of the Legal Formation. Again, we're on the Inside Edge Network. We're brought to you by LPV Productions. Please go find us on social media. Again, Instagram, X, Facebook, YouTube. Go like our pages, go follow us, comment on things. Please just help us grow. And we'll be back with you guys here on this show every Saturday. Tomorrow it's Sunday. Tomorrow, right? It's Sunday, NFL football at 11 o'clock. TK, Ryan Mosser, and I will be live with your Cleveland Browns and NFL pregame show. We got a good one for you. We'll say this, like I said, we're going to Detroit. Get ready to be mooned. Not that kind of moon. We're going to talk about it. We'll talk about it tomorrow on the pregame show. I've got a good one. I got a great, weird Detroit fact for you guys when it comes to the moon. You're going to want to hear this. You're definitely going to see it tomorrow. So tune in live. Again, we're going to go live right around 11 a.m. and we'll be with you up until about 5 to 10 minutes before kickoff. We'll give you guys a little bit of time to check your fantasy lineups. Make sure you've got everybody in there. While we're talking about fantasy lineups, also remember to watch not only the Commissioner's Couch right here on the Inside Edge Network, but our whole lineup of shows. We've got Jersey Chasers. We've got The Side Hustle. We've got, so many quality shows. It's ridiculous. I'm trying to keep up while I'm on a break at work, watching stuff on YouTube at, 2 a.m. or whatever. There's so much quality on this network. So many talented people. Please, like I said, go give us a follow and check out the entire lineup. Everyone everyone involved in this is so talented, is so amazing. They all bring something different to the table. So please check every show out, support every show if you can, as much as you can. Go follow everybody individually on Twitter, on social media. Just shout out, comment, say something. Just interact with us. We want to talk to you. So again, we're gonna get out of here. Please don't hate us when we go. Please, Cleveland fans, don't hate us when we leave. But again, this has been the first episode. It's been a lot of fun for my buddy TK Dandridge. I'm your host. I'm Chad Bryan. We will see you next Saturday on Illegal Formation. And again, we'll see you right here as well tomorrow for your Inside Edge Network, Cleveland Browns and NFL pregame show. All right, go Bucks and enjoy some college football. It's time for kickoff. We'll see you guys.
All right.